Jen, I'm ready when you are. You're good? Calling to order the March 19th Capital Projects and Operations Committee meeting. Any courtesy of the floor? Not seeing any. Mr. Emili. Mr. Emili, can you leave the garage till last? Because I have a feeling that's going to have most of the conversation. We'll go through everything else first.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, not a problem. So starting with the criminal administration building parking lot repaving project. Project will consist of milling, repaving the existing parking lot to the criminal administration building, as well as the entrance to the Sally Port for the Juvenile Justice Center. We received 2 bids on it, and a recommendation has been issued to award the contract to the H&K Group. We're expecting that job to start this spring.
Hello?
Hello? Mr. Emili.
Did you start yet?
Yes, we started the CAP projects meeting.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just here. Sorry, bye.
Okay. Mr. Emili, how long would the duration be?
Less than a week.
Less than a week. And
I'm on.
what was the bid amount?
It was just under 87,000.
Okay. Any questions on the criminal administration building parking lot repaving? No. The prison L-tier renovation.
So this project entailed renovating an existing dorm area within the L tier to make it suitable for juvenile housing. The work included replacing existing drop ceilings that were in there with drywall, new flooring, new security doors, new lighting, and new bathroom fixtures. Construction started in the fall. At this point, we're nearly complete. We were on hold for a little bit due to the long lead time items for the security doors and the new frames. But the contractors are currently working on the punch list items, and this one will be wrapped up shortly.
Great.
Real quick.
Mhm.
Were
Mr.
there
Warren?
any- Yeah, thank you. Were there any change orders due to the delays or anything in terms of?
Not due to the delays.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Stayed on budget?
Yeah, we needed to add some additional access panels in the ceiling, but that was a very minor cost.
Yep. If there's nothing else with the prison, we'll go to Graysdale with the northwest wing renovation.
The renovation consisted of removing or replacing existing VCT flooring that was failing and installing a new epoxy flooring throughout the hallways on both the first and second floor. The entire floors were also repainted while the wing was vacant. And our O&M staff also removed some of the obsolete tubs that were in the bathroom areas to make it a more usable space for the nursing staff. So the work is just about done at this point, and I believe they're making preparations to move residents back into the wing.
On time and on budget?
Yes.
Any questions regarding the wing renovation? The boiler blowdown automation.
Purchase order was recently issued to Chem Aqua to install automated boiler blowdown system at the Graysdale Boiler House. So what this will do is it'll continuously monitor the water quality within the boilers, make sure that it stays within the various parameters for the solids content within the water as well as the conductivity. And it will basically, it eliminates the need for our staff to manually blow down the boilers. And this will ultimately improve the efficiency of the plant. We're going to reduce the water consumption as well as the energy loss by optimizing these blowdowns.
And this is a project in planning right now?
I believe the parts have been ordered and we're getting ready for the install soon.
Any idea when they plan to begin work?
Within the next month,
And who's doing the work?
Chem Aqua.
Take a couple weeks?
Yeah, sounds accurate.
Okay. Any questions regarding the boiler? Yes.
Real quick, thank you, Mr. Gaffarito. How long have they been doing the manual blowdown? The staff been doing that for? Forever. Forever?
Yeah.
Okay, so this new technology is going to be a lot more efficient?
Absolutely.
Okay. Wow.
The Louise Moore Park Maintenance Garage seems to be wrapping up as well.
Yes, Gorski Engineering is finishing up the construction of the new pre-engineered metal building. They got the building shell, the site work done by the end of last
Mr. Millie, I'm hearing that you cannot be heard on the video. If you can get closer to the microphone, or there you go. So a little behind schedule because you weren't able to get power hookup from Ed.
Yeah,
But-
it was every time we'd reach out, we'd have something scheduled, and then they would miss it because there was some sort of weather-related delays, and they were on storm duty, so it just kept getting pushed back and pushed back. But
They definitely march to the beat of their own drum.
every utility company, yes.
Any questions regarding the maintenance garage? Okay, moving to the bridges.
So Bridge 15, Meadows Road in Lower Saucon Township. This project was bid last year by PennDOT and awarded to Kinsley Construction. This was another one where we had extensive utility relocation work. The Lower Saucon Authority needed to relocate their water and sewer lines out of the project area. And once again, there was some slight delays with the aerial utilities relocating out of the way. But that is, once again, all behind us. Kinsley's really started work in earnest over the last month or so. They're currently driving the sheet piles in order to install the new pier footing for the new bridge. And PennDOT's schedule, it has the project on track to be completed next year.
Bridge 74, if there's no questions with Bridge 15.
So this was a superstructure replacement of Bridge 74, Douglasville Road, and Jacobsburg State Park. Contractor on that one was Professional Construction Services, and they completed this last fall. Consisted of replacing the existing superstructure with new precast concrete box beams, installing new rock protection, new guide rail, repaving, as well as rehabilitating the existing abutments that were left in place.
You have the project cost for something like that?
I believe that was around $700,000.
That is planned to finish when?
It's already completed.
That's 100%?
Yep.
Any questions regarding Bridge 74? Bridge 124.
So this is one of the last two P3 bridges. This one, construction was substantially completed by Krieger in early January. They were on site this week to start working on the punch list items. Most of the punch list items left at this point are more temperature-related items, so they're on their schedule to get those completed in the next couple weeks.
Any questions regarding Bridge 124? Bridge 101.
So this is Hanoverville Road in Lower Nazareth Township. Krieger started this rehabilitation of this bridge last fall. They installed arch liners within the three barrels of the bridge. They were unable to complete the paving work because it's located adjacent to the railroad, and they were not able to get a flagger on site to complete it in time in the fall. So that work is currently scheduled for the paving to occur in mid-April, and that's really the last thing left at this point. So once that's done, we'll conduct the final walkthrough and hopefully close out the P3 project.
If there's no questions regarding the bridges, we're going to circle back to the parking deck replacement.
So we released the request for proposals around mid-February, right after the bond was approved by council, for both the architectural engineering design contract as well as the construction management contract. The proposals just came in yesterday. We received 10 proposals for the architectural/engineering design work, as well as 4 proposals for the construction management. I know that we'll be forming a selection committee with 1 member from council participating, and that's where things currently stand.
Can you give us just a brief, synopsis of what you guys would like to see in the place for that old structure? Are you trying to keep the same footprint? Are you expanding the footprint? Are you going to go up more levels? Just give us a brief summary of what you guys plan on.
The footprint will probably remain similar to the current garage. The overall capacity is going to be increasing. We're about 300 spots now. We're aiming for around 350 with the replacement structure. The feasibility study that we had completed 2 years ago, that was based on a design that had 2 above grade levels as well as 1 below grade level. So it's, as of now, nothing's set in stone. The consultant we ultimately select will be providing the county with a number of design alternatives for us to consider, but roughly 350 spaces and a three-tiered structure is what we're looking at.
And would the three-tier structure completely cover the existing parking space now, or would it mirror pretty much what we have now, where half of the parking deck is outside and uncovered, and then half the parking area is the parking deck itself?
We likely wouldn't be doing a separate surface parking lot like we have now. It would really just be on the footprint of the existing garage.
When does the county hope to be able to break ground on this project?
About a year from now.
Spring of '26. And have you, in the proposals and directions to the construction manager, put together a budget that you are hoping to keep the parking garage itself within?
Yes, that was conveyed throughout the request for proposal.
And what was that
process.
number?
Around 22 million, I think, was
22
the
million?
number that we had discussed with council previously.
Okay, I'm sorry for asking a whole bunch of questions. Does anybody have any other questions regarding the parking deck? Nothing. Lori, do you have anything? Or Ron?
No, I'm good, but I'm happy to hear about the updates on the bridges. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
He's laughing, isn't he? I can't see him, but he's laughing.
Josh,
Yes, Ron.
are you at the end of your agenda?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if this is after 6 or 7 years, I think this might have moved into a capital project category. But is there any word that we could get on where we're at with the Zoom capabilities for county council chambers? I've lost track of where we're at with that or what's been said. I don't know if that's a capital project at this point or not. So.
That would be a question for Mr. Barron, and he is not present at the moment.
Baron's not in here right now. We got fancy
All right.
new cameras, but everything seems the same on the internet side or on the call-in side, so I don't know where we are with that either, but hopefully Mr. Barron can maybe answer that question tomorrow at the council meeting.
Well, we'll see. Thank you, though.
Anybody have anything at all for Mr. Emili?
Mike, what about the bridge over there by Glendon, where the Conrail's involved and all that? What's the story there?
So we're working with PennDOT currently. This is another one similar to the Bridge 15, the Meadows Road project, where we're partnered with PennDOT. They're covering 80% of the costs. So it is on their agenda to remove and not replace that bridge in Glendon. But it's a very tricky, even just demolishing the bridge is very tricky because there's about a dozen utilities that are attached to it in some capacity. The site access is very limited. So they're in the very early phases of working out the preliminary engineering for the demolition of that bridge.
And Conrail hasn't given you any trouble? Or-
I'm not sure if PennDOT has really engaged with them yet at this point.
Thank you.
If there's nothing else.
John, I have one more question, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Lori.
Mike, the Glendon Hotel project, has that had any progress? I realize that's sort of a GPA-funded thing, but it was brought up, and it was my understanding that nothing was built yet. Am I correct?
I do not know this current status of that. I have not been involved with it.
Okay. Who would we have to ask to find out about that?
Likely either Tina Smith or Steve again.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And then, while we're talking about things that might not even be part of your purview, but things that we do as a county, the power state, the water power station, what do we give $1 million for? I think it was before I was even on council, but we were kind of, Mr. Cusick would always ask about it, and it's kind of, is that project dead in the water and that money's gone?
I do not know either. I haven't been involved with that.
Was that Mr. Barron's department as well?
I believe so.
Well, thank you, Mr. Emili, for answering all of our questions. Nobody has anything else. That's the end of our agenda. We can call for an adjournment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.